Hello students, I am Professor Dheeraj Kumar Singh from Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sagar Group of Institutions, Systec Arc, Bhopal. Students, today we are going to discuss heat transfer in various non-flow closed system processes as well as some numericals. So heat transfer in various non-flow closed system processes. So our first process is constant volume process. We know in constant volume process, volume is constant, and when volume is constant, then change in volume will be zero. So we will apply our first law of thermodynamics for a process, del Q equal to du plus del W. And we all know the value of del W for a reversible process is PdV, right? So we will replace del W by PdV. So del Q equal to du plus PdV. We know in constant volume process, change in volume equal to 0. So this whole expression will become 0. PdV will become 0. So del QV equal to du plus 0, and now our heat transfer in constant volume process will become du. So heat transfer in a constant volume non-flow or closed system process is equal to change in internal energy, right? Now next process is constant pressure process. In constant pressure process, our pressure will be constant. Now again we are applying our first law of thermodynamics for a process. So del Q equal to du plus PdV. And when our pressure is constant, then we can take P inside the bracket. So now the expression will become del Q is equal to du plus dPdV. And we can write it like del qp is equal to d of u plus pv. So we can write u plus pv as enthalpy, the summation of internal energy, and pv is known as enthalpy. So we can write here del qp equal to dh. H is enthalpy. So heat transfer in constant pressure non-flow or closed system process is equal to change in enthalpy. Unit of enthalpy is kilojoule, and enthalpy is an extensive property. Now move to isothermal process. Heat transfer in isothermal process we have to derive. So isothermal process is a process in which temperature is constant. And we all know internal energy of an ideal gas is a function of temperature. And as temperature is constant for an isothermal process, internal energy is also constant. So we also know internal energy is a function of temperature. So in isothermal process, if temperature will not change, then change in internal energy will be 0, right? So again we have written here first law of thermodynamics for a process, del Q is equal to du plus del W, and we know du will become 0 for isothermal process. So heat transfer in isothermal process will be equal to work transfer. So for an isothermal process of an ideal gas, heat transfer is equal to work transfer. Now move to fourth process, that is adiabatic process. In adiabatic process, we all know heat transfer is 0. So that's why directly no need to write any equation for first law of thermodynamics for a process. We know that heat transfer in an adiabatic process is 0. So del Q is equal to 0. For an ideal gas, we can write change in internal energy equal to mcv dt. Why we have written du is equal to mcv dt and dh equal to mcp dt? We can understand these two expressions from previous slide. Why we have written du equal to mcv dt? Here you can see del qv is equal to du, right? So heat transfer in constant volume process is equal to change in internal energy, and change in internal energy is taking place in constant volume process. So also we can write dqv is equal to mcv delta t, right? Similarly in del qp equal to dh, this is in change in enthalpy in constant pressure process. So we can write it like del qp is equal to mcp delta t. So that's why we have written here du equal to mcv dt and dh equal to mcp dt. So now we want to prove Cp minus Cv equal to R. The difference in specific heats at constant pressure and constant volume is equal to R, that is characteristic gas equation, right? So we can see here where Cp and Cv is specific heat at constant pressure and constant volume, and R is the characteristic gas equation. Okay, so we all know that H equal to U plus PV. Enthalpy is the summation of internal energy plus PV. So for ideal gas, we also know PV equal to MRT, where M is the mass of the gas, R is the characteristic gas equation, and T is the temperature. Here P is the pressure and V is the volume. So we can apply this PV equal to MRT in this equation. So H equal to U plus MRT. At the place of PV, we can write MRT. Now we will differentiate H and U plus MRT in both LHS and RHS. Now we will get DH equal to DU plus MRDT. This is our equation number 1. And we know change in enthalpy is equal to mCp dt and change in internal energy equal to mCv dt, right? So we will put mCp dt at the place of dH and we will put mCv dt at the place of du, right? So we are putting these two values in equation number 1. Now what we are getting, mCp dt is equal to mCv dt plus mRT dt. Now m and dt will get cancelled out in both LHS and RHS and we will get Cp minus Cv. So we have proved Cp minus Cv is equal to R here. We can say the ratio of specific heat at constant pressure to specific heat at constant volume is gamma. So we can write Cp equal to gamma into Cv. We will take that Cv into right hand side and multiply it with gamma. So Cp equal to gamma Cv. So again we will put the value of Cp equal to gamma Cv in equation number 2 here, right? So what we will get, at the place of Cp we can write gamma Cv minus Cv equal to R. We are taking Cv common here. So what we will get, Cv into gamma minus 1 equal to R, and we can write Cv like this, Cv equal to R by gamma minus 1, and we can write Cp equal to gamma R by gamma minus 1. Now there are some standard values given for Cp, Cv, R and gamma for air. So Cp for air is 1.005 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. Cv for air is 0.718 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. R for air is 0.287 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin, and the value of gamma is 1.4. Now we will find out the heat transfer in polytropic process, right? So again we are writing first law of thermodynamics for a process. So it is del Q equal to du plus del W. So at the place of du, change in internal energy, we can write mCv dt. We have seen this expression earlier at the place of change in internal energy, and we can write P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by n minus 1 for del W, as already we have derived this thing in our work transfer for polytropic process. So from there we can write it, right? Now del Q polytropic equal to mCv, change in temperature is T2 minus T1 plus P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by n minus 1. Now here for Cv, we have already seen in the previous slide that for Cv we can write R by gamma minus 1. So from there we have written here at the place of Cv m into R by gamma minus 1 into T2 minus T1 plus P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by n minus 1 equal to, then we also know that MRT2 is equal to P2 V2. Why? Because from ideal gas equation PV equal to MRT, so at the place of MRT2 we can write P2 V2, at the place of MRT1 we can write P1 V1. So from ideal gas equation we can write MRT2 equal to P2 V2 and MRT1 equal to P1 V1. So now our equation will become del Q poly equal to P2 V2 minus P1 V1 by gamma minus 1 plus P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by n minus 1. Now we are taking minus common from the expression, then it will become P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by gamma minus 1 plus P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by n minus 1. Now we are taking P1 V1 minus P2 V2 common. When we will take P1 V1 minus P2 V2 common, then our expression will become like this: P1 V1 minus P2 V2 into 1 minus n1, 1 divided by n minus 1 minus 1 divided by gamma minus 1. Then after solving this expression, we will get these values. Del q poly equal to p1 v1 minus p2 v2 into gamma minus 1 minus n minus 1 divided by n minus 1 into gamma minus 1. Now here, after solving, we can get del q poly equal to p1 v1 minus p2 v2 divided by n minus 1 into gamma minus 1 into gamma minus 1 in numerator. Then from here, we can take gamma minus n and gamma minus 1 outside here, right? And we can write p1 v1 minus p2 v2 by gamma minus 1 here, like this. So we all know that p1 v1 minus p2 v2 by n minus 1 is our polytropic work, which we have taken here. But mcv dt get replaced by gamma minus n divided by gamma minus 1. That means if we want to find out the polytropic process heat, then we just need to know the gamma and n here, right? We need not to know the temperature, right? We need not to know the CV value, we need not to know the mass value. By knowing gamma and n value, we can find out our polytropic heat transfer. So the final expression of polytropic heat transfer is gamma minus n divided by gamma minus 1 into del W polytropic, right? Now move to numericals. Numerical number 1. A closed system undergoes 3 processes as shown in figure. 1 to 2 is isobaric process, 2 to 3 is polytropic process, 3 to 1 is isothermal process. And we have to find out V2 and net work done by the system. So here we can see in this graph or in this diagram, which is drawn on PV plane, 1 to 2 process is our isobaric process, that means constant pressure process, and pressure at 1 is given 400 kilonewton per meter square, right? So this pressure will become equal to P2 because it is a constant pressure process. So P1 equal to P2 equal to given 400 kilonewton per meter square. Now process 2 to 3 is our polytropic process. We all know in polytropic process, heat transfer and work transfer both take place, right? So 2 to 3 is a polytropic process, and the equation of polytropic process is given PV to power 1.4 equal to constant, right? And the last process is our isothermal process. 3 to 1 is our isothermal process where temperature is constant, and again it reaches the initial point, means cycle got completed, right? So here pressure at P3 is also given 100 kilonewton per meter square, and one more thing is given, V1 equal to 1 meter cube, but V2 and V3 are not given. I have found V2 V3, but V2 and V3 is not given earlier in the question. So we have to find out V2 V3. After finding V2 V3, we have to find out the net work done by the system. So for finding out net work done by the system or net heat transfer by the system, we have to know all the entities, like all the properties we should know. Pressure and volume at point 1, 2, 3, we should know all these values. So we will start from process 3 to 1, because process, if we want to find out volume V3 and V2, so for finding out volume V2, we have to take process 2, 3, but both the points are unknown, both the volumes are unknown, then that will be difficult for us to find out. But we know the volume of V1 at point 1, we know the volume V1, so we will take this process where only one unknown is there, right? So V3 is the only one unknown, so we will find out our volume at point 3 first. So in process 3 to 1, we know process 3 to 1 is isothermal process. So for isothermal process, we will apply our ideal gas equation, PV equal to MRT. So we all know T is constant, so we can write PV equal to constant. So for process 3 to 1, we can write P3 V3 equal to P1 V1 and we all know the value of pressure P3 and pressure P1, and also we know the value of volume V1, but we do not know the value of volume V3. So from this equation, by putting the values, we can get the volume V3. So we have got volume V3 equal to 4 meter cube, and we have written here 4 meter cube. Now we know the volume V3, we know the volume V1, but we do not know the volume at point 2. So from the help of this polytropic process, now we will find out the volume at point 2, that is V2. So we have applied the equation of polytropic process, PV to power 1.4 equal to constant. So we can write it like this: P2 V2 to power 1.4 equal to P3 V3 to power 1.4. Why we can write it like this? Because we are seeing the polytropic process in process 2 to 3, between points 2 and 3. So we can write it like P2 V2 to power 1.4 equal to P3 V3 to power 1.4. We know the value of P2 and we know the value of P3, and also we know the value of V3 from the last expression. So by applying the values, we can get V2, volume at point 2. So our volume at point 2 is 1.486 meter cube, right? Now we have all the values: 0.1 value, 0.2 value, 0.3 value, right? So from here now we will find out our net work done. So for finding out our net work done, we have to find out the work in all the process, in isobaric process, in polytropic process, and in isothermal process. So net work is equal to addition of all these three processes: W12 plus W23 plus W31. So W12 is equal to integral P dV, lower limit V1 and upper limit V2, right? So for isobaric process, we are going to find it out, the value of work transfer. So our pressure is 400 Newton, V2 is our 1.486, and V1 is our 1 meter cube. So from this expression, we can very easily find out our work transfer in process 1-2, that is 194.4 kilojoule. So our work transfer is positive, that means work is being done by the system, right? So now we will move to process 2 to 3. This is polytropic process, and now for polytropic process we want to find our work transfer. So W23 equal to, we know the expression of work transfer in polytropic process is P2 V2 minus P3 V3 by n minus 1, because the process is going on in between points 2 and 3. So W23 equal to P2 V2 minus P3 V3 divided by n minus 1. We know the value of n, adiabatic polytropic index 1.4. We know the value of P2 V2 and P3 V3. By putting the values, we can get our work transfer in process 2 to 3, and that is 486 kilojoule. This is also positive, that means work is done by the system. Now our last process is our isothermal process, process 3 to 1. So work, we have to find out the work transfer in isothermal process. 3 is the initial point here and 1 is the final point here. So our equation for work transfer in isothermal process will be P3 V3 ln V final divided by V initial. So V final is V1 and V initial is V3. So we know the value of P3 V3 and V1. So by putting the values of P3 V3 and V1 V3, we can get the value of W31, and we are getting the value of W31 minus 554.5 kilojoule. So our work transfer in isothermal process is negative, that means work done on the system. So when we will add all these expressions W12, W23 and W31, then we will get the net work done by the system. So by adding these three values, we are getting W net equal to 125.8 kilojoule. So 125.8 kilojoule is our work is done by the system, because W net is positive. Okay, moving to the next question. Question number 2 is, a fluid system contain a piston cylinder machine passes through a complete cycle of 4 processes. right? So processes are given here: 1 2 2 2 3 process, process 3 4, process 4 1. So the sum of all heat transfer during the cycle is minus 340 kilojoule per cycle, right? The sum of all heat transfer during the cycle is 340 minus 340 kilojoule per cycle. The system completes 200 cycles per minute. That means our system is completing 200 cycles in 1 minute. So complete the following table and find the net work done in kilowatt. Okay, dear students, here we can see the table. So the dotted portions in the table are the values which we have to find out, right? Here two are written in black color, and here 1 2 3 4, these four values are written in red color. So the dotted values we have to find it out. This is not given in the question. The given values are these values: 0, 42,000, minus 4200, 4340, 0, and this minus 73,200. So dotted values are the values which we have to find. They are the blank spaces. The values are not given here, right? So first of all, we will find out the heat transfer, because in the question here written, the sum of all heat transfer during the cycle is minus 340 kilojoule per cycle. So the value of total heat transfer is given here per cycle, and how many cycles we are completing? 200 cycles. So when we will multiply this 200 with this sum of all heat transfer per cycle, then we will get the total amount of heat. So we know from the first law of thermodynamics, for a cyclic process, summation Q equal to summation W. So summation Q we can find it out here by multiplying minus 340 with 200. So minus 340 kilojoule per cycle into 200 cycles per minute. Cycle will get cancelled out, and we will get the summation Q equal to minus 340 into 200. So our value of summation Q will be minus 68,000 kilojoule per minute, right? So here also we want to find out net work done in kilowatt. Kilowatt means kilojoule per second. But what we have got here, summation Q in kilojoule per minute. So if you want to get summation Q in kilojoule per second or kilowatt, then we have to write at the place of minute 60 seconds, right? So we all know, for first law of thermodynamics of a cyclic process, summation Q equal to summation W equal to minus 68,000, and if we want to find out W net, then we have to divide it by 60. When we will divide it by 60 W net, then we will get our net work done in kilowatt. So minus 68,000 divided by 60 kilojoule per second, and we have got W net here. We can see in left hand side bottom, W net equal to minus 1133.33 kilowatt, right? Now see to the table, students. We have the value of process 1 2 2 3 3 4, but we do not have the value of process 4 1, because this is the dotted one and we do not know the value, right? So but we know the value of total heat transfer. So in a cyclic process, total heat transfer is the sum of individual processes, right? So here in right hand side bottom, you can see this summation Q is equal to, summation Q is equal to Q12 plus Q23 plus Q34 plus Q41. Here one is I have not written, but it is Q41, right? So we have to find out Q41. So this Q41 we will be finding it out by the help of this equation. So at the place of summation Q we have written minus 68,000, Q12 is 0, right? And Q23 is 42,000, Q34 is minus 4200, and we have to find out Q41. So by putting the values, we can get Q41 here minus 105800 kilojoule per minute. So finally we have got the value of heat transfer in process 4.1. So this is minus 105800. Now dear students, we can see here in process 1 to 2, we know the value of Q and we know the value of W, but we do not know the value of DU. right? So similarly in second case and similarly in third case, we know the value of Q and we know the value of du, but we do not know the value of this W. So in these three processes, by applying the first law of thermodynamics for a process, we can find out these remaining values very easily. How we will find it out? Let's see. In process 1 to 2, we will apply the first law of thermodynamics for a process. Del Q12 is equal to du12 plus del W12. So here we can see del Q12 is 0 and del U we have to find out, and del W is given 4340. So we can write at the place of del Q12 0, at the place of del U12 del U12 plus at the place of del W2 4340. So from here we can find it out. du12 is equal to minus 4340 kilojoule per minute, and we have written it here, minus 4340 kilojoule per minute. Again in process 2 to 3, again same thing we will repeat, and we will get del Q23 equal to du23 plus del W23. So at the place of Q23 we will write 42,000, at the place of del U23 du23 plus at the place of del W23 we will put 0, because here in the question, in the table here it is given the value of W is 0. So from here we can find it out, du23 is equal to 42,000 kilojoule per minute. In process 3 to 4 we can see Q and du is given, W is not given. So by applying this equation, del Q34 du34 plus del W34, again we can find it out del W34 very easily from here. So the value of del W34 is 69,000 kilojoule per minute. Now we can see here that we know the value of del W in process 1 to 2, process 2 to 3 and process 3 to 4, but we do not know the value of del W in process 4 to 1, but we know the net work done. Net work done is minus 68,000. So by summing all these processes values of work transfer, we can get the work transfer in process 4.1. So here summation W equal to W12 plus W23 plus W34 plus W41. By putting the values, we are able to get the value of W41. So value of W41 is minus 141,340 kilojoule per minute. Now for process 4.1, we can see here process 4.1, we also do not know the value of change in internal energy, right? But we know the value of Q and we know the value of W now. So by the help of first law of thermodynamics for a process, by applying the first law of thermodynamics of process equation, del Q equal to du plus del W, we will be very easily able to find out the change in internal energy. So here we have done it. Del Q41 equal to du41 plus del W41, and from this equation del U41 we have got very easily, and the value of del U41 is 35540 kilojoule per minute. Now here is a term, here is an expression written. This is very important sentence. Sum of internal energy is 0 because it is a property and depend upon endpoints. So dear students, if you will sum these values in process 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4 and 4.1, then you will get the net value of change in internal energy will be equal to 0. Why? Because it is a property, but you will not get the same values here by adding them. You will not get the 0 value because this is a path function. Work and heat are the path function, but change in internal energy is a point function, right? I hope you all have understood very well. So thank you very much. That's all for today class.